Hello, welcome to the video. I'm Guillaume, and I wanted to use this time and this place and this video to explain my story. And if there's anyone out there that might need to hear my words to improve themselves physically and mentally. Because at this moment, I'm in great shape and I have a bulletproof mindset, which led me to creating a business, a coaching business and a coaching brand, which has given me the freedom that I was seeking. And I wanted to explain my story, why it even led me to even starting this. And if there's anyone out there that might be struggling with his physique and his mindset that comes with that. And I don't want this to be a therapy session. I basically want to explain to you guys what it took me. And if there's anyone out there that might feel that this resonates with him and that just needs that extra push, because I didn't always used to be that guy. Back in the days, when I was 5 years old, 6 years old, my parents divorced. And that's common. There's a lot of people out there that go through that, but I never really had a secure place where I felt at home. And which led me to feeling insecure. And that I started to express into the outer world. And I never really had someone to look up to. Because my dad, he was struggling with his health and he had lots of back pain. So whenever I saw my dad, there was a lot of suffering. And I'm not going to say that my dad was a bad person. No, he has taught me a lot about life and about being realistic and stuff and thinking rationally. But it led me to feeling not confident about myself. And I kind of felt not confident. And this led me to being bullied every single day at school because I started to express that. And moving down to secondary school, I thought this is going to be another type of bullying and stuff. And I was skinny, didn't have any confidence, felt really insecure about myself. And I felt aware about myself. I was really aware about my body. And this only compounded in doing bad habits, really getting myself away in video games. I was really playing a lot of video games and I loved it and I still love it. But that was my only escape because in the world I didn't really have anything, and I knew that I didn't want to be that guy anymore. And at a certain point in the secondary school, I had a moment where I started seeing people wanting to bully me again. And that's when I had enough of it. And I wanted to improve myself, but I didn't know how or what I should do. Should I improve myself on the physical side? Will that improve my mental? Will that let other people stop bullying me? What's going on here? How can I improve my life? And I'm quite spiritual. And I just started asking within myself or the universe or God or whatever you want to call it. I started asking the answer that I needed. And back in I kind of knew that I needed to go through lots of stages in my life in the future and go through suffering, which I went through, and it's been 10 years. And I've been in shape for 10 years now, but I asked for, look, I want to improve my life, so whatever you need me to do, I'll do it. And it all started in the summer. 9 years ago, something like that, where I needed to get good grades at school, and I didn't. And the deal was that my mom would take away all my multimedia, and I was locked in with my gaming. It was the only world that I could really escape in and feel power, right? I felt good. It was the only status I had, because I was actually really good in games, and I still am. But I knew it couldn't last. So in the 2 months of summer vacation, because I had bad grades, I had a deal with my mom and she took away everything. So no dopamine, nothing, and I was basically grounded and I didn't have anything to do. And that's when I found the answer. I started doing a lot of push-ups and sit-ups and meditation and reading books about philosophy. And that was the answer that I always seeked. And that is what I help people with. Men and women that actually have been losing themselves in their career and their business. I want to get grounded and improve themselves physically and mentally. And basically, what I went through 9 years ago is what I teach now. And the answer was within the philosophy books to deepen my mind, to get myself to do push-ups and sit-ups. And in those 2 months, every single day, I did push-ups and sit-ups, I meditated, I read books that deepened my mind, that deepened my philosophy and the answer that I was seeking, and I found it. And I can tell you that the answer was within the progression, and it was in the suffering that I needed to go into, and then everything started to change within me and within my body. So I went back to school, and the first day from summer, everyone was, not partying because they were 15, 16, right? But they were all, having fun and stuff. And I came back to school and I was locked in. And people were looking differently at me now. And people were giving me like they're looking over their shoulder to me. Because I had big biceps, I had big arms, I had a chest, I had abs. Every time we went to sports lessons, and I took off my shirt, everyone was like, damn, look at Guillaume, and I had this appreciation. And I started to feel secure about myself, and I started to feel confident about myself. And this led me to having more friends, making more connections, and just improving my life. And that's when I saw that I found the answer within myself, and I knew what I needed to do to keep this going. And I've been doing this for 10 years now, meditating, reading books, and improving myself on the physical side continually. And this led me to achieving more and more and more success, and it just compounds until I right now have the freedom and the business and the coaching brand, which gives me more opportunities to even better myself on a deeper level now and even help more people with that. And I hate the hustle culture about working more. And I always wanted balance in my life after a while, because stress, I've never really had that in my life. But when I started my business, when I started having a lot of stress, and that's when it led me even to ground myself even more and move my body even more and meditate even more, which has decreased the stress. So anyone that is out there that says you need to work more to achieve more, it's, yes, at a certain aspect, that's true. But who do you want to become? I think I went a bit off track here, but now moving up in the years of improving myself at a very young age, I found myself sometimes going back to the insecure feelings and the not feeling confident, even though I was in amazing shape. And the reason was because I wasn't locked in with my habits and who I wanted to become as an identity. Because when you do get in shape and you improve yourself, you start to feel okay, what's next now? I am in shape and I have the mindset to stay in shape, but what's next, and that's what a lot of people sometimes go into. They get in shape and then it's okay, I still feel like shit. And the reason why you might still feel like shit, even going through self-development, doing your workouts, is because you lack a certain identity, you lack a certain brotherhood. You need to become yourself, and what I mean by that is you need to identify yourself with certain habits that you should do on a day-to-day basis, which you will know will give you the security in the future, so you can fully focus on the present and not linger in the past. And that is what I found within going into the military. So after school, I immediately went to the army because I wanted to push myself. It was not for the money, it was not for any status or anything. It was to see how far I can push myself. I hated running, so we went running. I hated hiking, so we went hiking. And doing all these things created that discipline within myself, and the discipline was quite easy because I was in that environment. And the reason why you might feel a bit out of place even though you self-improve is because you don't surround yourself with people that are on that same path. And I felt that after the army when I started my business and basically helping people with that, because I didn't really have anyone near me anymore. And that's when I started creating content to actually attract the same kinds of people that are on the same path. Right now I have people besides me online, and I go on calls with them, and they push me as well. And being able to push myself sets me as a role model for my clients that, it doesn't stop. Even for me, it does not stop. Because if you have a coach and let's say he stops with his own self-improvement, he will not be able to lead you. Even though if he's been in shape for a long period of time, after a while you can lose yourself, and that is what I mean by your identity, by doing certain habits on a day-to-day basis. I've never stopped doing them. And whenever I did, which I had certain moments, I didn't feel myself. I didn't feel locked in with my identity. Now, I could be talking about meal plans, I could be talking about calorie deficit, calorie surplus, about how to get in shape, routines, progressive overload. I do that in my educational videos, but after a certain while, man, that's not what pushes people. I don't want to stop that, to be honest, because it's not what got me in shape, just not. I do give that my clients, but after a while, they understand it themselves. But at a certain point, it's simply accountability, guidance, and the right people next to you. My self-improvement was a really dark path, because I never really had anyone to look up to. The only people I looked up to was people online, basically living the life that I wanted to live. And movies as well, to be honest. Movies such as Batman, I liked the persona because he had like this kind of dark vibe around him, which I always felt insecure as well. And at a certain point, he kind of extracts like this unconfidence. But whenever he puts on his suit or whenever he pulls out his shirt, people can't just not give him that security or like that confidence, And that's what I feel within myself as well. And now the answer that you might have been seeking this whole video is that it's never a great time to start getting in shape. But if you feel like shit about yourself, if you have that fat hanging around, or you're just skinny, and the best time to start is when the circumstances are not right. When everything seems to fall apart, when your business seems to fall apart, when your career seems to be really stressy, that is the exact moment when you should push yourself, because there is nothing externally that you should fix, and it's all internal. And when you fix yourself internally, that's when everything starts to align externally. So stop trying to grab things externally to fix yourself. Start looking within. Read your thoughts through meditation. Read books to deepen your mind and your perspective and your paradigm, and move your body to gain the muscle mass, which will be on your body. And it feels good, man. It feels so good because your hormones boom, your testosterone peaks, and you literally feel so good in your body. And the way that people look at you, it's amazing. And this only will justify what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. And it's not for depreciation. It is not for the girls. It is not for strengthening your ego. Because if you read the right books, the ego is not there as your friend, but always be around that. But it's not to strengthen your ego, but it's to be a walking example, to be a walking role model. And it has always been the role model that I was seeking, and now I live it. So if you don't have a role model next to you, maybe I'm the one. I don't know. I can be that one for you. So let this be your sign, And it's not pain. Yes, it's suffering, and yes, you'll have some moments where it feels like shit. But to be honest, after a while, you'll start to love this lifestyle. It's amazing. It feels so good. And Whenever someone promotes quick results, whenever you try to seek information about getting in shape, deepening your mind, click on videos or listen to people that do bro science or have like conflicting information if it promotes quick results, because it will lead you quickly to getting where you used to be back again. What you should be focusing on is the identity. And what I mean by that is the habits that you should do on a day-to-day basis. You should be focused on that. And this will lead you to physically being the person that you should be. Maybe your wife will look up to you. Your wife will step into the same role model that she maybe wants to be, and she'll look up to you because you take these steps. Could also be the other way around, right? I also have females in my program. But I had this guy right now, he has a construction company with multiple employees. His name is Michael, and he reached out to me. He literally just booked a call with me. No need to converse with me. He booked a call and he said like, look, I need to change my life. I need to get in shape and the mindset that comes with that. And I felt him and I understand what he went through. And his wife was leading in the same direction as he did. Also unhealthy habits and what he was doing, and now he dropped down almost 8 kilograms. He's locked in with his habits. He's more productive, and all his employees are starting to say like, damn, you're getting in shape. And his employees started to look up to him. His wife started to do the same habits as he does. She started to get in shape. She started to take care about the food that she was eating. And that is what it's all about. And that is what I help people with. So I don't know if it was yapping. I hope it was not a therapy session here. I hope you kind of found the answer you were looking for. Yeah, I actually felt good talking about this. So if you need the accountability, if you want the right guidance and you want the right path that I can show you, you can join the program. We have a great community with men and women that share the same mindset, that are basically there to improve themselves. Some people are dads, some people have a career, some people are still actually studying, some people have a business, but they're all achieving the same thing. They want to become a role model and the man or the woman they always should have been, and improving themselves on the physical and the mental side, only compounding into more external stuff that attracts success to them rather than chasing it. So if this is something you want, let this also be your sign, right? I can help you with that. You can schedule a link. No, I always fuck that up. There's a link down below in the description where you can book a call with me, and we'll just see if we're a fit. It's not a pressured sales call, not at all. We're just seeing if we're both a fit, and if it's a fit, then it's a fit, and we move on. And if it's not, you'll walk away with value on your end. And if you first want to talk a bit, go into my Instagram. We can have a chat there. But yeah, I hope this video was valuable to you, and I hope you got something out of it. I'll start editing this video right now and then post it tonight. And if it has a lot of views or no views at all, I don't care. If it reaches one person that needed to hear this, then I fulfilled my purpose here. All right, see you on the next one. Bye bye.